Welcome back into 643 here on your Friday morning. You know, it's a tough situation when you have a family member or loved one and feel like they're simply not able to make decisions on their own. This could be for a variety of reasons, of course, but how do you actually handle that from a legal perspective? That's the topic this morning for attorney Dave Beatrice in Legally Speaking. Dave, good to see you as always.
Good to see you. How are you?
I'm good. You're looking dapper this morning, my friend.
Well, thank you. I got my first shot yesterday.
Excellent.
I'm all excited.
Baby steps, right? That's what I keep saying. It's baby steps toward everybody getting it. So
right.
In terms of this topic, if you find yourself in this situation, what are your options legally?
So this is a hard one for me to say. What happens is if you have a lot of siblings and one sibling sort of takes over, there seems to be fights taking place about what's in the best interest of mom, or are you spending mom or dad's money the right way? And so the court has set up guardianships where you can apply to be the person's guardian over their money or the guardian over their person. And that person then is entrusted legally with the responsibility to make those decisions. Now, that's a real pain in the neck because there's a lot of paperwork with it. But you don't have to be old for this to happen. You could be mentally unstable. Look at the Britney Spears case. Now, her father has the guardianship over her estate, but not her person, meaning she can't go out and spend money unless he approves it. So there's that, too. You could get a guardianship for someone who's mentally ill and doesn't know how to properly handle their money. You could apply to the court to be a guardian over their estate, which means their money, and so they don't foolishly spend their money. So there's those legal options available to people to protect people from themselves or protect people who can't help themselves.
Are these difficult to pursue if, you mentioned a case of multiple siblings, if somebody disagrees or if the person themselves is sort of fighting against this? What do you have to prove to in order to still get that guardianship?
Well, usually you need testimony from a physician that they're not able to make, or that they're mentally ill and not able to make rational decisions. That you definitely need. And then when siblings start fighting over who should be guardian, it's been my experience that the judge throws up his hands and says, if you people can't agree, I'm going to court appoint someone, and you'll all have to live at that court appointed one.
Now, you mentioned the Britney Spears case, and can you tell us sort of the difference between a guardianship and a conservatorship?
That's just what they call it out in California.
Okay.
It's just I forget the word, nomenclature. It's just different words.
Okay.
Operates the same way. In Ohio, we call it guardianships. In California, they call it conservatorships. Just like in Ohio, we call them common pleas courts. In Florida, they call them circuit courts. So it's just the law in every state is different. Basically operates the same. They just have different names for it.
That makes sense. I had heard that term before, and so I was kind of curious, and it's interesting to see how things differ from state to state. So if somebody sees a situation in their own family and wants to pursue this, what are the first steps that they should really be taking?
Well, first of all, you got to determine whether you want a guardianship over the person or just the guardianship over their estate. Over their estate means you're going to control how they spend their money. Over the person means you're going to make decisions for them, where they go, who sits with them, maybe what nursing home they go in, or you can get a guardianship over both the estate and the person. So you have to file a petition for guardianship in the probate court. You have to generally have a letter or something from a doctor saying why the guardianship is needed. The probate court then sends an investigator out to investigate the efficacy or the need for this guardianship. And then they set a hearing, and then the judge makes an order that a guardianship is needed. And then the guardianship has to get a bond, and he has to take an oath, and then he has to file regular accounting.
Sounds like a very detailed process for sure. But
it's not easy. But I might say too, people got to watch this because there have been people that have abused this process and stolen people's money. So if your loved one is under a guardianship, you're going to want to see how that guardian is spending the money. And if you feel something's wrong, you need to let the court know about that.
Absolutely. All right, Dave, thank you very much. A good topic this morning, and one, unfortunately, many of us will have to deal with at some point. Enjoy your weekend, all right?
You too. And everyone stay safe out there. We're almost there. We're almost there. Keep masking up and washing your hands. I think by summer it's gonna be an explosion, but just a little bit longer.
Yeah, we all hope so. As Governor DeWine said yesterday, we can see the finish line. All right, Dave, we'll see you soon, all right?
All right, bye-bye.
And it is trivia time coming up after the break. Let's take a look at the question today. We were talking to McDivitt Family Maple earlier in Southington, talking about how much sap it actually takes to make just 1 gallon of syrup. If you know the answer, give us a buzz.